Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, gagawa tayo ng chocolate chip cookies. So madami nag-request sa inyo na mag-bake ako. So ito na yun. And for the rest of the video, hindi ko na ipapakita yung sarili ko. Ipapakita ko yung mismong bowl, yung ingredients, and I'll be voicing over what I'm doing while I'm doing it. So again, if you are new here, hi, welcome to my channel, and if you aren't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button and the notification bell beside it to be notified every time I post a new video. Sorry sa pumapokpok kasi may ginagawa sa kapitbahay. So anyways, let's get to it. So to start, first you have to prepare two different bowls. One is for your dry ingredients and one is for your wet ingredients.
So first off, you're gonna want to take some all-purpose flour and measure 3 cups of this. Now when you do measure your flour, make sure to level off the top so that you get exact measurements, and it's really important to make sure that the measurements are exact.
After that, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Cornstarch, and this is to make our chocolate chip cookies soft and chewy. And last but not the least, we're gonna add half a teaspoon of salt. So now we're going to whisk that all together. Mix. And then set this aside. Now we're gonna go in with our wet ingredients. So the first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna take our butter. So about 1 cup of butter or 2 sticks. And it should be softened or at room temperature. After adding 1 cup of butter, we're going to take 1 cup of brown sugar. Then we're gonna take some white sugar and we're gonna add only 3/4 of this. So now that you put the butter and the sugars all together, we're going to beat them with an electric mixer until they are mixed well. Next, we're gonna add 2 eggs, as well as 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then, cream that together as well. Don't forget to scrape off the sides so that you can mix them well together. Now that it's at this consistency, we're going to slowly add the wet ingredients, the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. So, little by little.
While you add the last batch of flour, notice that it's gonna be harder to beat the batter. So after you beat it for a while, you will start folding in the remaining part of the flour that's not mixed well with the batter. But before that, of course, remember to take off any of the excess dough from the mixer blade and then fold that in together. At this point, mahirap na siyang haluin, so better if you use a bigger rubber spatula. Now when the dough is at this consistency, it's time to add our chocolate chips. You can take preferably unsweetened or slightly sweetened chocolate chips and measure about 1 cup of this. You can add more based on your preference, but for this recipe, I'm using also chocolate chip chunks. This is dark chocolate and it's unsweetened. That's to balance out the sweetness of the cookie, because if your chocolate is already sweet, then your cookie is going to be too sweet. Now, you have to mix them well together and make sure that each part of the dough gets a insane amount of chocolate chips, and that's because that's what makes a good chocolate chip cookie. Now for the chocolate, if you want the chocolate chip to be gooey, make sure that the chocolate is at room temperature. But if you want it to be more chunky, make sure that the chocolate is quite chilled before adding it to the dough.
So now, once you mix all of that up, it should look like this. Yeah, that looks good. So we have to preheat the oven now for about 5 minutes at 165 degrees Celsius. So 165. I'm gonna set mine at 20. And just let that vibe on the side. Vibe on the side, as Newt would say. Now that we have our oven preheating, we're going to use a ice cream scooper to scoop out even portions and put them on the baking tray. Then after putting them like that, I like to take my hands and kind of flatten them a little bit.
After doing that, you can now put your trays in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes, and then you wait. Honestly, waiting is the hardest part. Just look how delicious those look. And after the 10 minutes, you're gonna have to wait another 5 minutes to let the cookies cool down. This is very important because if you move the cookies while they're hot, magka-crumble lang yung cookies. So you want to give them time to firm up and cool down a little bit para makuha natin yung desired texture ng cookie na gusto natin. Just look how delicious those are. Yum!
So, ayan guys, ito na yung finished product. Ito na yung chewy chocolate chip cookies. And para ma-measure talaga kung masarap to, kailangan natin tikman. Kaya, yes. Oh. Actually, dapat lusaw yung loob niyan. Kaya lang kasi, nilagay ko sa freezer yung chocolate, kaya matigas. Pero, kung gusto niyo na yung mas gooey siya, around room temperature dapat yung chocolate para mag-ooze out yung chocolate. Still, sarap siya. Kasi crunchy yung labas, tapos chewy yung loob. So, gusto niyo try yung recipe ko, ilalagay ko yung ingredients sa description box below. And of course, if you like this video and if you like chocolate chips in general, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button and the notification bell beside it to be notified every time I post a new video. So yun na, this is the end of our vlog this week. Enjoy, kain tayo guys!